My mission of life is eternal happiness through enlightenment. How to help people on that path, and we both are quite similar in that sense. We both are on that path. Little book that I want to give you. It is an accumulation of some of my realizations.
Oh,
And
beautiful. Thank you. Thank you so much. Just because you are on the spiritual path, it does not mean that you have to go and spend the rest of your life in an ashram costing 500 rupees a night. You know, everybody thinks of a spiritual human being to be dressed in a particular way. Spirituality is not some kind of a punishment that just because now I'm on the spiritual path and I don't need to prove to anybody that I'm.
You don't have to give up. You look at me, I'm not a sadhu, I'm not a sannyasi, but I live as a yogi. When you say sannyasi to me, you've taken sannyas.
Yeah.
So you've renounced. But a yogi is one who's united. So that we can be in that union, wearing whatever clothes we want to wear.
I don't want a penny or a rupee that does not belong to me. I don't want anything from your pocket. Whatever I can do for you, I will do for you. I don't want anything from you. Don't even help me.
Beautiful.
Don't even help me. I don't want your help. Because if I take your help, it becomes a karma.
Very nice.
Yeah.
So the whole world thinks that success is happiness.
Yeah.
Unfortunately,
No, it's not.
success is because many successful people are so miserable in life.
Yeah.
My name was Ravi, but at 46, my guru, Dada Vaswani, told me, go on a quest to find out the purpose of your life. I went on a talash. I realized I'm not Ravi, I'm the Atma in Ravi. So I became Atma in Ravi. It became A-I-R, I became Air.
When you understand the philosophy of living a life where you have it and you're enjoying it, but you're not attached to it.
Correct. Beautiful. I tell people you need pleasure, but you also need peace and you need purpose. So these are the three keys, which are achievement, fulfillment, and enlightenment.
When you die, after that, you will go to hell or heaven. It's such a farce for me.
If there is an apple on the tree, it's not luck. You don't get mangoes on that tree.
Yeah.
The seed you plant decides the fruit.
Exactly.
So the deed you plant will decide your destiny.
Yeah. Sole purpose of your consciousness is to expand.
Correct.
Okay. Which is why I'm so much against education.
See, the viewers should hear various points of views to be able to discern what is the truth.
Correct.
Ultimately, you have believed in some truth. I have realized some truth.
The air inside this balloon will merge with air everywhere. So will our soul. Yeah. Beautiful.
Because luck is actually not L-U-C-K. It is P-L-U-C-K. You pluck.
I'm 55 years old. In my life, I've never seen a worse human being than that.
Worse than that.
Yeah.
वो क्या मेरी तकदीर जो पैदा हुआ मैं संसार में आया मैं संसार में आया मैं क्यों क्या मैंने किया है
Air. Atman in Ravi.
Happiness ambassador,
a spiritual mentor,
transformational author,
and a philanthropist.
Hello friends, welcome today, and we have a very, very special guest with us today, Bijay, Anand, an internationally acclaimed actor, yoga teacher, and a spiritual life coach. I'm so happy to have him here today. He transitioned from an acting industry to a journey of self-discovery and spirituality. Just now he told me he's into art and that's his passion. But he inspires people to live with love, peace, and awareness. Today we have Bijay, and we'll be having a conversation on karma. But just for information, Bijay travels around the world. He says he was in Taiwan, and then he was in Vietnam and Europe. And he was here yesterday to have a retreat on Kundalini, awakening, and yoga. Welcome, Bijay. This is a small, we welcome everybody with a happiness ball.
Oh, wow.
So
Thank
there's
you.
a message behind that to tell people to be happy. And my mission of life is eternal happiness through enlightenment. How to help people on that path. And we both are quite similar in that sense. We both are on that path. Little book that I want to give you.
Oh, wow.
This is a...
Thank you.
It is an accumulation of some of my realizations, and it pulls open from this side. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's pulled open. Yeah.
Oh, wow. Oh,
And then-
beautiful. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. So
My
that's the
pleasure
book.
to be here. Thank you for inviting me.
Thank you. No, I saw a couple of your videos, your reels, and I found it very interesting because you were speaking on karma and on enlightenment and on Mahavakyas. So I was a businessman for 25 years, since you don't know me. But I suddenly got awakened to realize I'm not Ravi. My name was Ravi. But at 46, my guru, Dada Vaswani, told me, go on a quest to find out the purpose of your life. Don't just live and die. But I was a businessman. I built, this is called Camp Fort. I built a fort. I built a very big business of retailing. Then we built a temple. We have an ashram. We have 800 poor people in our ashrams. All that is good. He said, all that is, you're doing good work. But what is the purpose? I went on a talash and I realized I'm not Ravi. I'm the Atma in Ravi. So I became Atma in Ravi. It became A-I-R. I became Air.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about yourself. I just wanted to give you my little introduction and let our viewers know a little bit about you, your journey. Where are you today? Where were you? Just a quick snapshot of your life, and then we'll start discussing.
So I began in a very humble kind of a life, humble background. We were a family of 5, me, my mother, father, 2 younger sisters, but we were not doing well financially. So there were many times where we didn't have money to buy even a loaf of bread in the house. And as children, there have been times when we have gone hungry because there was no food. And when I was 15, I started working. I used to sell soap in the local trains of Mumbai.
Okay.
And it used to cost 1 rupee for one soap. And I used to, spend after my school, I used to go into the train and I used to sell soap. So I started from there. In fact, I've just completed a book which is releasing in December. It's called The Billionaire's Code. It's basically the spiritual path to success and prosperity. Because even if you're spiritual, you still need money.
Absolutely.
And the one thing I always say that just because you are on the spiritual path, or even if you become enlightened, it does not mean that you have to go and spend the rest of your life in an ashram costing 500 rupees a night and sleep with leaking walls. And you can be meditating, you can be spiritual, you can have the bhav of bhakti, you can have all those things. And if you can afford it, travel in a Bentley or go to New York in first class. Why should you live a life of austerity just because it's the right thing to do? So one of the missions I have in my life is to break the caste that has been molded for a spiritual human being. Everybody thinks of a spiritual human being to be dressed in a particular way. The spiritual person should talk like that. He should not have alcohol. He should not have non-veg. He should not. It's not a punishment. Spirituality is not some kind of a punishment that just because now I am on the spiritual path and I don't need to prove to anybody that I'm spiritual. I am what I am, and I don't need to prove anything to the world about. I am talking something, I'm saying something. If you align with that thought and if you agree with it, fine. And if you don't, that's also fine. I respect your disagreement.
Agree.
Because
Everybody will not agree to everybody's else.
yes,
right?
so I mean, if I'm saying something about, if I have a point of view about religion, if I have a point of view about relationship, it's my point of view. And there are, even as far as philosophers are concerned, there are hundreds and hundreds of philosophers. And they're all not saying the same thing. They're all saying different things. But the what makes a philosopher is the fact, 2 things. One is that he's true to it, honest to it, and he believes in it. And the second, more important thing, is that belief has worked for him, and now he's a happy and blissful human being living a life of heaven.
And he walks that talk.
He walks that talk.
He doesn't preach it, and some people preach and they don't practice it. Then obviously it's not their core belief. It's obviously not their passion or mission in life.
So like I said, I started very humbly and I worked my way up. And because I was able to achieve financial success, even fame as an actor and whatever I have, those achievements I wanted to explain to people through my book, my first book. I'm going to write many, many of them. That it is possible for you to become that successful from being this poor without lying, without cheating anyone, without hurting anyone. I don't want a penny or a rupee that does not belong to me. I don't want anything from your pocket. Whatever I can do for you, I will do for you. I don't want anything from you. Don't even help me.
Beautiful.
Don't even help me. I don't want your help. Because if I take your help, it becomes a karma. you
Very
know?
nice. So since you spoke of this, I wrote a book called The Three Peaks of Happiness.
Yeah.
What you're talking about is achievement.
Yeah.
So the whole world thinks that success is happiness.
Yeah.
Unfortunately,
No, it's not.
success is because many successful people are so miserable in life.
Yeah.
So somebody like you take an exit from the highway of achievement and you live with fulfillment. So there is contentment, there is peace, not just pleasure.
Yeah.
But what you also talk about is the third peak, which is enlightenment. And enlightenment is when you discover your purpose. So like you said, you don't have to give up. You look at me, I'm not a sadhu, I'm not a sannyasi, but I live as a yogi.
Yeah.
And people sometimes don't understand the difference.
Yeah.
When you say sannyasi, to me, you've taken sannyas.
Yeah.
So you've renounced. But a yogi is one who's united. Yuj, you know, as you must be used since you practice it. So that we can be in that union, wearing whatever clothes we want to wear. Of course, I do believe that as you transcend and evolve on this path, you don't have any more of greed.
No.
So your pleasures your pleasure becomes a prasadam.
Yeah.
You accept it and you enjoy it. You don't crave for it. You don't run after it. If it comes, it's okay. If it doesn't come, it's okay. You get to that level. I don't know whether you agree with me or not.
100%.
So how can we live? I tell people I would like to get to our topic of karma today, but I would love to hear more of your life and things like this. But karma will be our primary discussion, I've thought today. How can we live a life with the three P's? I tell people you need pleasure, but you also need peace and you need purpose. So these are the three keys, which are achievement, fulfillment, and enlightenment. And I rarely meet people who have gone through, transcended this path. And when I saw you talking, that's when I said, let's have a conversation. Because the idea of this conversation is anybody listening to us should get some spark, should get some inspiration and some awakening. People are also wondering about enlightenment. I want to ask your thoughts. But I tell them, there's a lot of difference in being awakened and being enlightened and being liberated. So there are three different things in this journey called enlightenment.
Yeah.
But anything you would like to do to wind up this introduction part, and then we'll start talking on karma. Anything you would like to say based on?
So what you said about the way we live a life, the ideal way, is what I played a character as an actor of King Janak, Sita's father.
Yeah.
And what I absolutely was inspired by, and what I realized that's how I lived my life, is that I'm happy to have it. So in the show that I did, Rishi Janak, they called him Raj Rishi. He was a king who was also a yogi.
It was a movie, is it? Or?
It was a show on Star Plus. And he said, there was one dialogue, he said, यहाँ जो कुछ भी है, वो मेरा नहीं है.
Yeah.
ना ये शरीर, ना ये मिथिला, ना ये राज सिंहासन, सब नश्वर है. So the thing is that when you understand the philosophy of living a life where you have it and you're enjoying it, but you're not attached to it.
Correct. Beautiful.
Because when you get attached, see, it took me 15 days in Morocco to find this ring. It's from the tribe which is called the Tuareg tribe. Okay. Now I own it. But the point is, when I own it, if I cannot live without it, if I lose it and I will be miserable, that means I don't own it. This ring owns me.
Absolutely.
So the same thing about your car, about your house, about your possessions, everything that you have. Are you owning that, or is that owning you?
Very nice.
My purpose of life is to enjoy whatever I can afford, the best of it. Like if I'm going to buy a luggage for my flight today, it will be the most expensive. It will be the best. You cannot get a better piece than that. But if I don't have it, I'm also okay. So that is, like I said before, that my definition of what yoga is, what enlightenment is, it's a little different from what people's perception and what it should be. And I want to make sure that I get that message across. This is also possible. Because it's very daunting.
Yeah.
People get scared of spirituality. And I have Gujarati friends, who feel sorry for me. And they ask me, they said, "Tane શું થઈ ગયું? કેટલો મજાની જિંદગી હતી તારી. પેલા drink કરતો હતો, smoke કરતો હતો. Used to enjoy partying so much. Used to sleep at 4 o'clock in the morning. what has happened to you? You sleep at 9 o'clock at night, you wake up at 4, you do. But they feel sorry for me. No, but I want to explain to them that the bliss, you see, the whole concept in religion, especially in Christianity, that when you die, after that you will go to hell or heaven. It's such a farce for me.
Absolutely.
Okay, because what I say is that I believe, and I experience it, that I see people around me. I'm so many students, so many friends, so many family, that the heaven and hell is here right now. As per your karma, you're going to live a life of hell or you're going to live a life of heaven. You'll experience heaven right now. And if you die without atoning for your sins, all the bad that you've done, all the people you have cheated, all the people you have hurt, you're going to be born again with that. And that's the whole cycle you create for yourself.
The monotheistic religions, while we talk of karma and we laugh, because actually every body returns to dust.
Yeah.
We see it. So if we burn the body or we bury the body, how did the body go to heaven or hell? So that body does not go. But well, we are not here to argue about religions, right? Every religion is a kindergarten. The university is spirituality. So we have to evolve. And karma becomes a very real law, because if there's no karma, then there's no logic as to how this world is unfolding.
Yeah.
If there is an apple on the tree, it's not luck. You don't get mangoes on that tree.
Yeah.
The seed you plant decides the fruit.
Exactly.
So the deed you plant will decide your destiny.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no doubt about this. But some things are by inference. People ask for proof. For example, you throw an apple up. For thousands of years, people said, ouch. But Newton didn't say ouch. Newton said,
Eureka.
why? He said, why? Why did the apple not fly up? Why did it fall down? So why is somebody born in a slum? Why is somebody born in a palace? There must be some reason. And the reason is only one, it's karma. Because when we die, we don't settle our karma. Death is sudden. What about today's karma, which is unsettled? So obviously we carry karma. The body dies. The body will not come back again. So some people again think after we die, we'll meet our ancestors. How will you meet your ancestors? Because your ancestors have returned to dust. So there's a lot of myth. There's probably we'll talk on this and see how we can help people to understand. So according to you, what is your understanding of the law of karma? To you, if somebody asks you, somebody in a session asks you, explain karma in simple words, what do you think is karma?
See, the one misunderstanding I want to clear is that people who are born with abject poverty, for example, born in the slums or born with a disease, it's not necessary that they died with bad karma. Because actually, as per the law of spirituality, the world is, the Shrishti is, the time is so vast that a life that we live of even 80 years or 70 years or 90 years is like 2 seconds or 1 second. Now what happens to the soul is, a soul might be good, like I might be dying like almost like a Dev karma, like perfect, everything beautiful, living the life of heaven. But when I have died, I have the option. Now this is very important. I have the option of choosing my next birth to expand my consciousness, to expand my awareness and knowledge of Srishti, of life. And I might choose then to be born in Morocco in the slum there, because I want to learn, because for it's just 2 seconds, right? For the soul, it's 2 seconds. I'll be in and out. So now I want to learn about that. And then as you are, there are hundreds and thousands of deaths and rebirth, what you are doing, what I always say, the sole purpose of your consciousness is to expand.
Correct.
Okay, which is why I'm so much against education, which we can go get to that topic later. But I'm saying that now it's not necessary that somebody who's born with cancer or somebody who's born in the slums or somebody who's born as a cockroach is punished, and that's why because of bad karma he's born there. No, it could be that after he died he said, okay, now let me see what it feels like to be a carpenter who has no money, and he chose that life, and then he experiences it, and now he's fine. Now he learned that. It's a lesson for him.
Okay.
Because I know my past lives, and the childhood I had was the worst childhood you can imagine. I know my past lives, but I didn't have bad karma.
Okay.
So why did I have that bad childhood? Because I was meant to learn something, which is actually what has helped me today as a teacher.
Correct. So therefore, I appreciate that point of view. But therefore, what is according to you? Because people are confused. For example, the Katha Upanishad clearly says, and I refer to some things but don't follow them blindly. Death is certain.
Yeah.
Everybody will die. And when we die, we will leave this body. That's why people will burn our body. If we were that body, then our father is lying here. We are burning our father. No, this is not our father. It's our father's body, right? You're clear about that. So when we leave this body, the Katha Upanishad says, at death there are two things. Either there's reincarnation or there's realization. So my understanding, that's why I want the viewers to have, the viewers should hear various points of views to be able to discern what is the truth.
Correct.
Ultimately, you have believed in some truth, I have realized some truth.
Yeah.
So to me, the human body is like a computer. In a computer, there is hardware. Can the hardware work without the software?
No.
So you need to load the software.
Yeah.
But can the software work without the hardware?
No.
No. So what do we need? We need both
Yeah.
hardware and software. But what if there's no power supply? Will it work? So to me, what I have picked from the scripture and from my awakening, the human body is, this body is a hardware. The mind, I gave you a ball. You know it's yellow and it's round. But can you give the shape of the mind, the color of the mind? You've never seen the mind. Because actually, there is no mind. It's just a bundle of toxic thoughts. So I say M-I-N-D is misery, ignorance, negativity, and desires. So the mind, people say, oh, my mind is wandering. Which mind? What are your mind? It's your thoughts that are actually wandering. Thoughts become the mind. It becomes a bundle of toxic thoughts which appears to be the mind, which you teach people meditation. When you teach people meditation, this mind will unwind. Yeah. And as you will unwind the mind disappears. So the hardware, the software, and to me, the power supply of the human computer is soul, S-O-U-L, the spark of unique life.
Wow.
So you have got a soul. But when this body, this computer goes, will my soul also go? My soul won't go. So my soul is different from your soul. I don't know whether you've seen this. Have you seen this? I've explained this to people.
No.
So what I tease people. So I tease people. I say this is a dead balloon. Suddenly, there's life in these two balloons.
Yeah.
Now I tease them. I tell you 1 crore prize. They say, what's the price? For what? I say now, gone. Give me this air separately and give me this air separately. I'll give you 1 crore.
No.
Can they do it?
No.
Because the air in the balloon. Can you please read this, see what it says, if you don't mind?
The air inside this balloon will merge with air that is everywhere. So will our soul. Yeah. Beautiful.
So if your soul and my soul lives in this moment as we are talking, the souls can't remain separate. But religion will teach you, uski atma ke liye puja karo. The atma is paramatma. I'm just telling you what is from the Upanishad, from the Mahavakyas. I'm trying to get to a point, right? So to me, karma, when the body dies, the body returns to dust. The body doesn't carry karma. The body is the instrument of action. The mind and the ego, me, becomes the director of karma. Bijay, do this. Bijay, ye karo, ye mat karo. Therefore, the mind and ego, as per the Katha Upanishad, the Sukshma Sharir, they call it the Sukshma Sharir, you must have heard of it. It carries karma and it comes back again. So this is something that I have been writing. I've written 100 books, many books on karma and things like that. But what is different in your view in this point of view? This exists, this karma exists, and that choice of consciousness is also existent? Or you have some other understanding of karma?
See, I know somebody who's 75 years old. I'm 55 years old. In my life, I've never seen a worse human being than that.
Worse than that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's a lady. And she has hurt people, she's cheated people, she's hurt people miserably. Like she has done things that have killed people. Like they have died of shock, they have died of grief, they have died of pain. Now this woman for the last 25 years has got all the diseases you can imagine. How many diseases you know? You know arthritis, you know diabetes, you know cancer.
She has all of them.
She's got all of them. Can you imagine? She looks like a skull. She's lying down. She's lying on the bed. Her face and her whole body is become, and she used to be very beautiful at one, very good looking. Like you see her pictures when she was 25, 30, you will be shocked. And she's lying like this and on the hospital, and the body refuses to die. She's in pain
Suffering.
every day. She's suffering every single day of her life for the last 25 years. The body refuses to leave because now this is karma. And the one thing I tell you, whatever sins you do, whatever wrong you do, don't hurt anyone. Don't take anybody's curse, badwa, high. Because once that curse goes out, if God decides, whichever God you believe in, Shiva, and let's say Shiva decides, okay, yaar, I want to help this person. He will not be able to help because the curse is got that much power.
Yeah.
And the same way, as per the laws of karma, the blessing also has a power.
Yeah.
So let's say you help someone, you do something good, you do charity. Now there are two kinds of charity. I know people who give a check of 10 crores and then they will make a big cardboard cutout of it and they will stand on Instagram and look, I gave 10 crores to this temple. That is useless charity. Zero value. But when you are doing something from the bhav of genuinely feeling the pain of somebody and helping them in whatever way you can, financially, giving them time, giving them support in one way, whichever way you genuinely help, and then that person gives you a blessing from the inside. The way the curse works and can destroy you, that blessing will get you whatever heaven you want to experience. So that's the simple law of karma, that you just collect good vibrations, you spread positivity, you give love. So in that book of karma, in the book that I will write, there is no mention of doing puja every day makes you good karma.
No. Puja may be a good deed, but that's not going to give you moksha.
I do puja.
Yeah.
Because when I'm doing my havan, I first of all really believe in the sacredness of fire. Number one. Second thing I believe is the sacredness of the sun, the sun energy, the power that you get because of the sun. When you sit in the sun, when you take in the sun, I look at the sun directly when it's on the horizon. I look at it because that gives you a different kind of. I do trataka with the sun.
Okay.
Now the sun is something that you need to worship as a god. That is the energy. Mother Nature, Mother Earth, that is the third energy that has so much healing power, that has so much power. Now, when you understand this, and you understand the sacredness of fire, and then the sacredness of some mantras. So in my Kundalini class, there's a lot of chanting. And it could be a Tibetan chanting. I have Islamic chanting from Zikr, from Sufi, this thing. I have the Gayatri mantras, and I do the Shiva homes, and whatever you can imagine. Because when you're chanting a mantra, the tongue is hitting the palate in a repeated action, which is very scientific, designed by the rishis thousands of years ago. Now, when you are saying that mantra again, it could be the simple one like Hey Ram. You're saying Hey Ram, 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 Ram. Now the tongue it's creating a pattern of breath. It creates a pattern of breath, which over a period of time, if I'm going from Mumbai to Goa, it's a 10-hour drive. And you will be surprised that maybe after half an hour, maybe after 1 hour, maybe after 1 hour, when I'm chanting a particular mantra, for no reason, suddenly I will realize I'm crying. And what is crying when you are doing any spiritual practice? It's a detoxification of your soul. So if I'm teaching a class of 1,000 people, by the end of the class, at least 700 will be crying. And it's not necessary that they're crying because they're sad or they've experienced, it's the detoxification of whatever the soul has experienced, and whatever the aura has been damaged because of the pain, the grief, the sorrow, the anger, whatever it is, it comes out.
So let's evolve beyond karma, because I think you talk about so many things. But before we go away from it, do you believe in luck, chance, serendipity, or do you think it's karmic?
All karmic.
All karmic. So,
no luck.
So
I had gone to a friend's house, my Gujarati friend, and it was the most beautiful house you can imagine. It was like on Worli Sea Face, duplex, worth 100 crores. The most amazing son he has. The most beautiful daughter, such a loving child, beautiful wife, such a loving mother. And when I left the house, I made a video on it. In those days, I was not on Instagram like that, but I still make the video and put it on YouTube. I said, people say he's so lucky. He's such a lucky guy. He's a good guy. He's a good human being. He's a Gujarati friend of mine, name is Rashesh. So the thing is that People call it luck. I call it good karma.
Absolutely. Because luck is actually not L-U-C-K. It is P-L-U-C-K. You pluck. Because you call it luck, but everything is, if this whole world, this earth is rotating once in 24 hours, scientific, not luck.
Yeah.
It's not some god is sitting and pushing it.
No.
So that we were talking about the sun and other things. So very beautifully somebody has said, right, it's Bhagavan.
Yeah.
So Bhagavan is Bha Bhumi, Ga Gagan, Vayu, Agni and Nir.
Oh.
The 5 elements become Bhagavan.
Yeah.
But people are so blind in their beliefs that they don't want to understand the root cause. For example, you talked about karma. As I said, I like to also understand a little bit of Kundalini awakening from you before we end. But karma, people talk of different types of karma. For example, I write songs in Hindi. You speak Hindi, right? So in Hindi, one song that came out is वो क्या मेरी तकदीर जो पैदा हुआ मैं संसार में आया मैं क्यों क्या मैंने किया है मुक्ति मुझे पाना है मुझे मोक्ष पाना है फिर क्यों फंसा मैं संसार में मैं फंसा क्यों क्या मैंने किया है.
Wow.
So like you said, that lady, her karma is making her suffer. Like you're saying, this friend in Gujarat, his beautiful millions of cost of house. One karma we bring to earth, and one karma we do after our birth. For example, yesterday, you did some karma, good and bad karma. As a human being, we all do karma. Lord Krishna, the Bhagavad Gita says, ultimately, become a karma yogi, which means do nishkam karma, become free for, like you said, just giving check and showing in social media, I have given a check. This is not good karma, and it's an ego. This karma will become like bad karma gives you handcuffs. Good karma like this gives you golden handcuffs.
Yes, yes.
Because you will still have handcuffs. You're caught by this.
Yeah.
But do you think some people are not able to understand that the prarabdha karma, which we come, and the agami karma, they merge. It becomes the judva karma. It becomes the twin karma. Like the Ganga, the Alaknanda and the Bhagirathi, they are 2 separate rivers. But the moment at Devaprayag or they merge, they become one and they become the Ganga. Then you can't say that in the Ganga, is this Alaknanda or this is Bhagirathi. So you can't make out what is your past karma, what is your present karma. Do you speak of this, or it's not something that you tell people about? How life is unfolding. Everything in life is unfolding as per karma. It's not chance, it's not luck. So what is your thought on this?
So can you rephrase that question for me so that I can understand it better? I don't want to...
So I'm saying that, do you agree that everything that is happening in life is karmic?
Yes, everything.
What karma is it? Is it a karma of our past life, or is it the karma of this life, or both?
Oh, both. Because let's say the karma of your past life was a bad karma.
Yeah.
Then you died with bad karma. But this life, if you have experienced a shift in your consciousness, if you have experienced something because of which now you have realized the good that you need to do, and then you do good, you start helping people, you start getting the blessings, then it joins, it merges, and then what you are experiencing right now, it's a combination of your past and your present.
That's right.
And whatever is more, you will experience that.
So that's a simple thing. So tell me, you talk a little bit of the Mahavakyas. So I saw you talking about it. Whether it's Tattvamasi, Ayam Atma Brahma, Prajnana Brahma, Ayam Brahmasmi. Obviously, this has got to do with moksha. So do you also talk of dharma, artha, kama, moksha, the purushartha? Or do you believe that there is some connection of karma and moksha? What is your primary question? According to you, what is moksha? Moksha, its connection with the karma or its connection with the Mahavakyas?
Moksha is something which an evolved soul understands and aspires for. But if you are evolved, then you actually don't even aspire for it, because you know it's a consequence, now it's going to happen.
Okay.
Now, the interesting thing is, you know, the concept of a bodhisattva, that you have the opportunity of now attaining moksha and now not coming back in the cycle of rebirth.
Correct.
Because you were born in the junior KG of life, and then you graduate to the KG, then first standard, second standard, Then you come to the 10th standard and you pass out, go to the 12th, go to the, you become a graduate. So that's how all the souls on the planet are. Everybody is on a different state of evolution.
Correct.
Somebody is just a new soul, is just born, is behaving like an idiot, he's behaving like a plucked chicken with the headless chicken and no idea where he has to go, what he has to do. He's a new soul. Somebody has worked his way around, worked his way up, learning. Like I said, you can take the birth of a poor person just to experience that and expand your consciousness.
Okay.
He's expanded to such a grand level that now the aura is 1 kilometer long. The strength of the magnetic field is so powerful that people can feel it. You can be walking at the airport, somebody is looking in that direction, suddenly will turn to look to you because you can be so sensitive to your presence. Your presence can be that powerful. That's what a beautiful aura is. Right?
So in your opinion, how do Mahavakyas or karma connect with moksha?
So now in that understanding of life and birth, and then choosing to be born in a particular way to that, and then you work your way up the whole from junior KG of life to being a graduate, and then coming to the age and coming to that part of your cycle of rebirth where now you can achieve moksha and not come back.
Yeah.
But then you say, okay, no, now I've learned so much in hundreds of thousands of births.
Yeah.
Let me come back one more time.
As a bodhisattva, kind of, as a person who is
As somebody
enlightened.
who will share this knowledge with people.
Okay.
So then there are bodhisattvas. Like for me, in my mind, clearly, Swami Dayanand Saraswati was a bodhisattva. Because every time I just saw him, I would start crying. If I just saw him, he didn't have to open his mouth, he didn't have to look at me, he didn't have to. You could be on a stage somewhere, and if he's on the stage for 1 hour, I will cry for 1 hour. That is the power that he had. When he died, I had to go to Samadhi because I went to Rishikesh, I want to see Samadhi. When I didn't even know where it was, I was searching for it on the GPS. But when it was 10 minutes away, I started crying. That is his power. It's not that, anybody else can make me feel that.
Yeah.
Only him. There's only that one person. So I even believe that somebody like a Rajneesh is a bodhisattva. Because he imparted so much wisdom. So much of what he said resonates with me. Alan Watts, Swami Sarvapriyananda, people like yourself. Like you're sharing so much wisdom, so much knowledge. You have it and you're giving it. And you have chosen to come back to share that knowledge with people. So coming back to moksha, when you have purified yourself, you've done the tapas, you have evolved and expanded your consciousness, then you reach a point where you say, okay, now I'm not coming back. And then you just merge with the divine. That is my understanding.
Very good. So see, the whole idea is, for example, a lot of people that we meet, somebody believes in the power of Shiva, somebody believes in Rama, somebody believes in Krishna. Then you start talking of avatars. We have given God a new name. We say God is SIP. SIP is S-I-P, Supreme Immortal Power. Because God is nameless and formless. God is birthless and deathless. God is beginningless and endless. That way, even you are God. Because the Mahavakyas tell you, Tattvamasi, I am Atma Brahma.
Yeah.
Prajnanam Brahma, Aham Brahmasmi. So, would you like to tell people what you think when people say Aham Brahmasmi, which translates to I am God? How do you understand or how do you explain this to people?
The whole concept of Aham Brahmasmi is that whatever I'm experiencing right now, whatever my life is, I have created it myself. And the divine, the God that I'm searching for in the church, in the mosque, in the temple, in the Gurudwara, is not there. It's within me.
Absolutely.
So what I have realized, I didn't read it anywhere, nobody told me this. I realized when they say, have faith in God, have faith in God. The word faith itself, the word faith is not have faith in God. Have faith in the God within you, the godliness within you. Because if you fall off a ship and you're drowning, is God going to come and going to save you? When I went bankrupt in 2008, did God come and save me? No. When I fell down and hurt myself and broke my bone, did God come and stitch it together and immediately? No. But when I have faith in myself, and this is exactly what happened. It happened to me. I lost all my money in the crash of 2008. But people ask me, why aren't you unhappy? Why aren't you sad? I said, because I have not hurt anyone. Now this is very important. I have not hurt anyone. I have not cheated anyone. I've never done anything wrong in my life. This is an experience. I will learn from it, and all of this money and more will come back to me. And that's exactly what happened. Today, I made 5 times more money than I had in 2008. And people thought I was finished, right? But the faith I had was not in the church or the mosque or the temple. The faith I had was in my goodness, my godliness, aham brahmasmi, that I am the creator of what is unraveling before me. It's unraveling because of my karma and my being in charge. And this is the most important lesson that people like us want to give to people, that you are creating your own life. So there's this man I keep talking about who walked into my life for 1 hour. He took my pulse and that whole thing I've spoken about. But one important thing I will share with you now out of that 1 hour conversation was, he said, what are you trying to do? I said, I'm going to save the world. I'm going to write so many books. I'm going to talk to people. I'm going to meet. I met with the president of this country. I met with the health minister of that country. He said, Lord Krishna came, he couldn't save the world. Ganesha came, he couldn't save the world. Jesus Christ came, he couldn't save the world. We also cannot save the world. I said, why? It was a 15-year-old conversation. I said, why? I will do it. I will give my life to it. He said, now this is very important. He said, people who are unhealthy have chosen to be unhealthy. And people who are unhappy have somewhere chosen to be unhappy.
Absolutely.
Okay. So, and that was my moment of awakening as far as that part of my life was concerned. I understood. I said, it doesn't take away the fact that even despite knowing this, I've still dedicated the rest of my life to helping humanity.
To those who are interested, those who want
those who are interested. Yeah. But there are people, like even in yesterday's class, I had a 1.5 hour session on Ayurveda. And I was talking about how you should not have anything cold. Anything which comes from a fridge is poison. Now, people paid a lot of money for that session. They came, they heard me. And as soon as I left, I saw a group of people, sitting outside. It was in a hotel. And they were having that cold drink. After hearing something so clearly that it's poison for you, it's bad for you. Now, if that person gets cancer, if he gets diabetes, if he gets thyroid, whose fault is it?
Their own choice, their choice, right?
So people who are unhealthy, they choose to be unhealthy because nobody stops you from sleeping at 9:30 at night. Nobody stops you from waking up at 4:30 to meditate and do yoga and go to the gym. Nobody stops you from not having a dinner if you're going to eat late, because people say, the excuse is my job gets over at 6. I reach at 9 o'clock at home. I have to eat at 9. No. You take this much, something, which you can eat. This is the amount of food that you actually need. As soon as your job is over at 6 o'clock, put it in your mouth. Then go travel home. Go to sleep at 9:30. No, but I have to see Netflix. I feel very relaxed. I have to spend 2 hours in the, I have to have one drink. No, one drink is poison. You say, no, but doctor says one drink a day is very good for you. I said, bring that doctor to me. I will slap him myself. I will slap him. Because it's not true. It's poison. Yeah. Now, how much poison? It's rat poison. Now, how much poison you want to have? You think this much is safe? It's rat poison. It's safe because you will not die today, you will not die tomorrow, you will die day after tomorrow. But it's still poison.
Very nice. Very interesting. So tell me, instead of us, a lot of people, many people tell me, why do bad things happen to good people? So I tell them bad things can't happen to good people. Because this universe is a good universe. It's a universe that's very beautiful. And this universe is very righteous. This whole world is unfolding as per a divine guidance, divine governance. There is some power. Otherwise, why would our feet be on the street? We would all be flying because there would be no gravity. So everything is organized. But since you're a spiritual person talking on enlightenment, talking of how can somebody be enlightened in your view, or what is the purpose of life? Let's take this direction and learn something from you on your understanding of the purpose and enlightenment.
See, the path to enlightenment, the route is really easy. And my job is to simplify that path. That I've taken it upon myself to simplify it and demystify it to the best of my ability. So it begins, the whole purpose of enlightenment, the journey of enlightenment, it begins from your stomach. Because if you are the one who are going to go to the roadside and have some vada pav, you'll have, some meat which you don't even know whether it's rat meat, bat meat, or rabbit meat, or dog meat. You don't even care. You just put anything in your mouth. And this becomes garbage. and a hotbed of tamas. This translates to the mind.
Okay.
Then the mind cannot be clear, it cannot be sattva, the mind cannot be pure, it cannot have good thoughts. And the mind becomes impure. And because of that mind becoming like that, your aura becomes like that. Right?
Poison, toxic.
Your aura is toxic. Your aura becomes black in color, red in color. It looks, people run away from it. They don't want to anywhere near you. And if somebody shakes your hand, they have to go home and have a salt bath. Correct? And when your aura has become like that, your life goes to shit. Because your life is exactly a reflection of what is, and your whole ecosystem. Between your stomach, your mind, and your aura, that's your whole life. And what you are experiencing today is a reflection of it. Nothing else. Now, enlightenment is understanding the importance of cleaning this to the extent that it goes beyond being clean and starts shining. It becomes luminous. The luminosity of your aura, the power that you will have, like what I told you about Swami Dayanand Saraswati, the luminosity of his aura was dazzling. Now, that is what now means you are close to enlightenment. And even in that, I have a definition in which I tell there are various stages of enlightenment. One is the awareness, where now you stop living as Ravi or Bijay Anand and you start becoming an observer to your life. You're watching everything from a third party point of view. It's called being the observer. And you're now observing every action of yours, not judging, just observing. And then you have this realization that something has shifted inside. That is the first stage. And then you start working. You start doing courses, you listen to the right kind of podcast, you read the right kind of books, you meet the right kind of people, you meditate, you do things. You do Kundalini yoga, you do zikr, whatever you want. Not religious things, spiritual things. And then you come to what I call the first experience of enlightenment is when your anahata chakra opens, the heart chakra opens. And in that space, you feel so much of love. You love everything. Good people, bad people, ugly people, dog, cat, anything which is alive, which has got prana. You have so much love. You can see everything so clearly that you are love. You become love. You're not loving anymore. You become the embodiment of love itself. And then you do some more hard work. You do Kundalini yoga, you meditate, you do all this. And then you graduate more. And then you move from the enlightenment of the heart chakra to the enlightenment of the throat chakra, where the Vishuddhi chakra opens up. And then you go beyond love. Your life becomes a life in the service of mankind and humanity. It's not your life anymore. It doesn't belong to you, it doesn't belong to your wife, it doesn't belong to your daughter, it doesn't belong to your mother and father, it doesn't belong to anyone. It belongs to Mother Nature and humanity, to mankind. It's gone. That's your donation. You've given your life away. You have nothing else of your own. And then you work more hard and you graduate and you open your Ajna chakra. And when you have this enlightenment from this chakra, you see Srishti decoded. It's like the Matrix, the movie. You see the decoding of the Matrix. You understand the DNA of everything that you see. You see it clearly. You can see the light in everything. And then you work hard, you do some more hard work, and you open your Sahasrara chakra. And then the light which you were seeing when your Ajna chakra was open, you become a part of that light. You become that light. Moksha. That is my path to enlightenment.
Very good. So this moksha can be attained to you when being alive or only after you pass?
In my understanding, it's possible when you're alive, because you can be, I know of Tibetan monks who achieve a certain kind of siddhi, and then they just say, okay, 14 days from now or 28 days from now, and they will be sitting and they will just pass. And then the way, rigor mortis has to set into the body and how the body decomposes and how so these people, even for days after, even months I've heard, the body remains beautiful to look at. They don't even decompose like that. So there is something about the whole Tibetan system of, understanding life, birth, death. They have the Tibetan book of the dead called the Bardo. I mean, one of my ambitions in life is to read it, learn it, understand it. It's a very beautiful book, So there is so much to life to learn, which is why one of my favorite phrases is the further one travels, the less one knows.
See, unfortunately, you were talking about even Christians. The Bible says so clearly that the kingdom of God is within you, that God lives in the temple of your heart. But still, we go to a church because we are unable to see. The mind makes us blind, and the truth may stare at your face, but you're still running that race. You want to be an ace, you're making money. You spoke about Raja Janak, you spoke about not being possessed. Every rich man today is possessed. Most rich people are only concerned in the morning what is their net worth when they wake up in the morning. If not, they would have evolved, they would have let go of the lower self and they would have attained the higher self. So I was asking you back to a simple thing. Every human being, you say you travel a lot all over the world. So people eat Chinese noodles, people eat pasta, pizza, we eat dosa, paratha. We all like different food. But is there not one purpose for all of humanity? What is that when we come to earth, we live, we die. Probably we are reborn. Some people don't believe that they will go to heaven or hell, whatever. Is there a purpose for a human being? What is the purpose of human existence?
For the consciousness to expand. The purpose of every human being on the planet,
Yeah.
the reason why you are here as a soul, is that your consciousness wants to expand.
Can you explain how can one expand their consciousness?
So I talk about three paths to expansion of the consciousness. One is the obvious one. You read, and now with modern technology, there is an alternative to reading, which is YouTube, podcasts.
You listen.
know,
Yeah,
you
listen
listen.
and see, yeah.
So people in the gym where I'm working out, for 2 hours I work out, and people are listening to music. I listen to podcasts. I listen to Dr. Vasant Lat, B.M. Hegde, Alan Watt, Sydney, quantum physics, any topic that catches my fancy. Ayurveda most of the time, a lot of time Ayurveda. So one of the three paths to expanding a consciousness, to enlightenment, to whatever you want to call it, to wisdom, is reading. The second is the company of wise people. So when I was 20, my friends were 40, 45, 50, 55. That's my friend.
It's good, yeah.
It's not that I was like uncle or sir. They were my friends. They were buddies, Mamu Merchant. They were friends. And I hung out with people who are much wiser than me. Because I was lucky to get a book called Dhammapada at the age of 14. And I marked out in green the sentences I liked. And one of the most important sentences was, it's better to spend one day in the company of a wise man than to spend 1,000 days with a fool. I understood that. I don't spend my time with idiots. I think you're an idiot. Good luck to you. I love you. I will give you love. I will give you blessings also. I will give you a box of chocolate also. I will not waste my time with you.
Yeah, because time is precious.
Time is precious. So the second path is to the company of wise people. And the third, one which I really love the most, is travel.
Travel.
So I've been to 84 countries till now. I plan to complete 100 within the next 1 year. And now if you say 84 countries, wow, forget that. London 25 times, Paris 9 times, Czech Republic 8 times, Italy 8 times. You have no idea how much I've traveled. People used to ask me, why you come to India? I said, for my next visa. I used to come and I used to leave. The amount of money I spent in traveling, I would have made a palace by now. So I enjoy traveling so much, and I like the concept that when you travel, you are in a foreign country where you don't know anyone, you don't know the food, you don't know the people, you don't know the language, you don't know the culture. You lose yourself. In the process of losing yourself, you have the divine opportunity of finding yourself, who you are, what why you are, what your life purpose.
So you get into that vastness of nothingness. I think when you reach a place where in Bombay you can't be to yourself and do what you want and be alone. But I travel about 15, 20 days a month. Yeah. And I've been to the Maldives 75 times.
Wow.
So, so nice talking to you and trying to understand your concept of life. Ultimately, to me, the purpose of life is to find the purpose of life. If you don't even try to find the purpose of life, then life is a circus. You're like a clown. You're jumping up and down. One day you will frown and you will depart. But what you said in the scriptures, it's called Sravana Manana Nididhyasana. What you said. Sravana is to read. and manana is to reflect. Reading is what you said is the first step of life. And second step you said is the company of a wise person. Whether it's a wise person or an introspection. But ultimately, Sravana, Manana must lead to Nidhi Dhyasana. And Nidhi Dhyasana is that awakening. Like you got awakened, you read that one line, to spend 1 hour with a wise man is greater than 1,000 hours with a fool. We need to awaken. And if we don't awaken, then there's avidya. I say ghor avidya. See, we remain a fool because of what we were taught in school. We were taught the lie that God lives in the sky. There is no God in the sky. But the moment you tell a child, you say, oh, thou art Father in heaven, and he thinks of an old man with a long white beard sitting up somewhere in the clouds. No, we have been taught these things. Unfortunately, I don't know how much you would believe in this. As kids, we were taught, come first in class. You must be the best. What are we doing? We are creating competition. And by creating competition, today the whole world, you see all the terrorism in the political terrorism, I call it, happening all over the world, war, is needless. What are these leaders trying to do? What are they trying to achieve? For whom? Nobody wants this kind of aggression in their life. Everybody wants peace. But what are these leaders trying to do? There's war, there's conflict, there's chaos. And so, Bijay, that's why I said it's always good, like you said, to talk to somebody and to understand what is their point of view. You do yoga sessions, you do Kundalini retreats. So what do people, I can tell you much more about what I think, but I would like to hear today more from you. When you do several retreats and you try to teach people, you told me you teach people Ayurveda. It's very beautiful. That's basically a way of life, right? A natural way of life. Is that what Ayurveda is? And you teach people Kundalini, which is the chakra, awakening of the chakras. Is there anything else you'd like to share that you teach?
I'm in the process of creating what will be the biggest global wellness event in the world within the next 5 years.
Okay.
So we're starting with Nasik. There's a resort called Viveda. It's a luxurious 5-star Ayurveda resort. And we have, in this one, we've invited 20 of the world's best teachers from Greece, from Portugal, from Amsterdam, from Dubai, from so many different countries, and of course, India, who are experts in their field of healing. Could be yoga asanas, could be Ayurveda, naturopathy, Kundalini yoga, Ashtanga yoga, Iyengar yoga, whatever it is, including shamans from Brazil, like those kind of things. And every year I'm going to expand it so that in the next 5 years, it becomes the Wimbledon of the wellness and yoga space of understanding and, the sharing of knowledge. Because ajnanata is a curse. It's a terrible thing. Now, for people who choose to live in ajnanata, good luck to them. But my job is for people who are seeking, who don't know where to look. My job is to bring them the buffet. I'm not saying what I'm saying is perfect, is right, is perfect for you.
You're offering it.
It's my offering. But my karma is to get people like you, people, who are other big teachers, who are really good teachers, is to bring them all on a buffet. Like you go to a restaurant, you have a buffet, and then you choose what you want to eat today.
Very good. What you said is very beautiful. Huh? What you said, wellness. I like two things that you said just now. You said, A, we all need wellness.
Yeah.
And you said one thing before in our talk, that wellness starts from here.
Yeah.
What I have learned from the Upanishads, basically, today, there is mental illness. Whole world is talking about mental illness because there is no stillness. When you're completely still, you may be on a flight which is 4 hours and you're not talking to anybody. You're just sitting quietly. You're in consciousness because the mind is missing. Unfortunately, to me, it's very simple. Bijay, the whole concept, like you said, eat the right stuff. It's not complicated. You don't have to complicate. I tell people, life is not complicated. Life is not complicated, but we complicate it.
Yeah.
And become complicated because we are the ones who are complicating it. So I think the stomach, you said, is one. So body. Second is mind. Where if there are toxic thoughts in the head, then we are dead. But then these thoughts will pour like rain and they'll push us down the drain. We'll suffer again and again because of the mind, which we cannot find. The mind doesn't exist. And bigger problem, The third biggest problem, I don't know whether this is part of is the ego. So if you are able to transcend, you said, the body and the mind and the ego, then you're free of the monsters. The 7 monsters that we talk about are fear, worry, stress, anxiety, regret, shame, and guilt. These are caused by the mind. And the ego has anger, hate, revenge, jealousy, pride, greed, and selfishness. Now, these 14 put together can devastate somebody.
Yeah.
So I think what you're doing, the wellness things, but my 2 cents worth is this, that if the concentration to help people in wellness is body, which you're already talking about, body, mind, and ego, then you reach a state of soulfulness. And in the soul, the river of peace, love, and bliss is eternally flowing. But we are not able to get to that river because of these layers of body, mind, ego, these false illusions that you said, agyanata, this ignorance that covers us is.
So the only thing I would like to say in closing is that life is actually beautiful. And the heaven that you cannot even imagine, the miracles that you don't even know exist, those kind of miracles are there, present right now. And they're waiting for you to experience them. They're waiting for you. So Swami Dayananda Saraswati says, what you seek is seeking you.
Yeah.
Right? It's seeking you, looking for you, it's waiting for you. You have to just wake up and go out of this maya, the illusion, the matrix that you're trapped inside. And you have to realize, you have to just wake up and realize that yes, you are trapped. And the biggest trap is education. Because the system of education is that you have to study, you have to graduate, then you have to get a job, then you have to get, and then it's your whole life, you're waiting for retirement. I met somebody in Prague just now, twin sisters. I said, how old are you? They said, 28. I said, you still study? For what? I said, are you guaranteed some fabulous job at the United Nations or with Apple? She said, we don't even know whether we'll get a job. But then why are you studying so much? She no, it's a safe thing to do. Then at least we're educated. The problem with life is the parachute. Every human being is hoping and looking for a parachute. They are saying, if we do this, we will be safe. If I had been safe, I would have been earning 15 or 20,000 rupees a month right now, instead of what kind of success I have seen. I threw safety, I threw a parachute out. I didn't get educated. Because for somebody as poor as me, the most important thing to do is become a graduate. My father used to say, "Dekho, driver ka naukri koi nahi dega. Nobody will hire you as a driver if you're not." I said, I'm not going to be a driver. And I started working. I threw that parachute out. I was married one time. It was very good marriage to be a part of parachute. There was nothing wrong with it. But I knew I was not 100% happy. I threw that parachute out. Because I said, no, I will live dangerously, but I will live my life. And that's the message to whoever is watching this wonderful podcast we've organized, that it's really important for you to have that hunger to live a life, have that passion to live a life, enjoy life. Because those enjoyments that you dream of and you look at you find on social media and Instagram, those enjoyments, all of those things are waiting for you to experience them. And you don't have to really become a billionaire for it, or the one concept I love, which I practice in my life, is Wu Wei. It's a Chinese concept of doing everything without doing anything. So people ask me, you are an actor, you are an art dealer, you are a poker player, you are teaching yoga all over the world. You must be very busy. I said, no, I have all the time in the world. Now, I just told you that I'm thinking I'm going home. Maybe tomorrow morning I'll go to Maldives or Thailand. I have all the time in the world. So that experience of heaven, that experience of bliss, it doesn't come with hard work. It comes with awareness. It comes with a divine consciousness and being in alignment with the sync of what I call the pulse of the universe. Once you come into that pulse, everything starts gravitating towards you. It comes to you in abundance. You have to understand this concept. And I really wish for the whole world, and thank you for all the books you write and all the wonderful work you do in spreading this awareness. Yeah?
Yeah, we have got this journey. I believe I'm a divine instrument. I do nothing. Like you said, I say I do nothing. Even this podcast was organized because I got a divine calling to call you and have this chat. I don't do it. So when you become nothing, in every book I write, I say, I started with nothing. I became something. I achieved everything, only to realize I am nothing.
Wow. Amazing. Beautiful.
So what are we? We come from nothing. We come when the sperm and egg fertilize. We are conceived not on our birth date. Our birth date is fake. We are conceived 9 months before.
Yeah.
We don't understand what we are. What were we when we were conceived in our mother's womb? And one day when we leave the body and we go, what are we? Where will we merge?
Yeah.
If we understand where we are coming from and where we will go, if I understand what Ramana Maharshi said, Nan Yara or Koham, if we understand Neti, Tattvamasi.
Beautiful.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so
Lovely
much.
having you.
My pleasure. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you for patiently listening to the video. And if you have questions, if you want to contact me, just WhatsApp me on 98451 55555. WhatsApp India 919845155555. But if you want to get answers to your questions, then come on Zoom, and the Zoom ID is on your screen. Every day at 8, you will find answers to all the difficult questions of life. See you there.